Let's check the SWR response of this antenna. 3x5 Vertical Yagi for Mr. Cerilo. So let's check the configuration. This is the tuning stub for the VHF side. You just need to put back the tuning stub in between those marking tapes as usual. The elements are numbered from 1, 2, and 3 on the VHF side. Same with the UHF side, it's numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the feed point. Make sure that you secure the connection, tighten the nut, and put back the tuning stub in between those marking tapes. This is for the UHF side. So this is now connected and secured on the feed point and connected to the T-connector going to my vector impedance analyzer. So let's check the SWR response. So let's turn this on. So from 145 we have 1.0 SWR, S11 is 31. So let's check the frequency response on the carb. So as we can see, we have 144 is 1.0, 145 is 1.0. So this antenna is usable from the center 145 going to 140 on the low band. It's 1.8. And 150 on the high band, it's 1.3. But the desirable operating frequency is just from 142 or 143, 142 to 148. But still, you can use this antenna on those band edges. So let's check the SWR curve on let's check the S11 curve first on center frequency 145. So let's move the readout on S11. That's impedance at 50.41 ohms. That's resistive load at 50.33 ohms. Reactance is minus 2.8. And S11 carb is 31.06 on the exact center, which is 143.7, that's 53 dB. But very much acceptable on 145 megahertz at around 31.14 dB antenna reflection coefficient. Let's check the SWR on 435 and let's compare it with the readout on SX400. So this is for 3.5 at 1.1. S11 is minus 0.22. So let's check the frequency response curve. So let's adjust this to 450 and the low band to 430. So let's adjust this to 430. So that's 435, so let's move it to SWR. Right. It's reading two frequencies, so let's adjust to 440. So that's 440 with the center frequency. Let's move the cursor to the center. At 435.6, 1.074. So let's check the antenna reflection coefficient on the center frequency. Impedance is 48.2 ohms. Resistive load is 48.15 ohms. Reactance is minus 3.1. And S11 antenna reflection coefficient is 28.49 dB on 435.6. So let's move the feed line to the SX400 and check the readout. So I'm removing the feed line. And let's connect this to the radio. So I'm going to the back of the SX400 for the antenna line. So this is now connected to the radio, the QYT KT8900. The output is connected to the input of the output of the radio is connected to the input of the SX400 SWR. So let's turn the radio on. So I'm just testing on 20 watts, or maybe it's less than 20 watts on QYT KT8900. So let's calibrate the radio on 435. So let's press the PTT and calibrate the dial. So we have full deflection on 435. So switch to SWR mode. As we can see, we have no movement on the SWR. It's about 1.1 on the readout on the vector impedance analyzer. So I'm transmitting and it's giving 1.1:1 readout on the SX400. So let's check the power out. So power out is about 11 watts on high power at 435. So let's check lower band at 440, 430. So let's recalibrate the SWR meter. We have full deflection. Switch back to SWR mode. Press PTT. We have 1.6 SWR on 430. So let's check the power out. It's much lower, about 10 watts on 430. Let's check 440. So let's recalibrate the SWR. We have full deflection. So we have full deflection on 440. And switch to SWR mode. We have the same 1.6 SWR on 440. Let's check the power out. It's the same 11 watts. So let's check 436. Let's recalibrate. We have full deflection. Switch to SWR mode. The same, we have 1:1 on 436. And power out is about 10 watts or 11. Wait, let's double check that. Calibrate at full deflection. So SWR is 1.1. Power out is the same at 10 or 11 watts at 436 megahertz. So let's check 145, the center frequency on the VHF side. So let's recalibrate. We have full deflection. Switch to SWR mode. We have 1:1 on 145. As we can see here, no movement on our needle. And let's check the power out. It's about 14 watts or 13 watts on VHF. Let's check 143, the low band. Let's recalibrate. That's 143. Let's recalibrate. We have let's press the PTT again and adjust the dial until we got full deflection. So we have full deflection on 143. Then switch to SWR mode. The same, we have 1.1 or 1:1. Let's check power out. It's about 14 watts or 13 watts on VHF. Let's check 148. Let's recalibrate. So we have full deflection. Switch to SWR mode. We have 1.1 on 148. We have 1.1 SWR. So let's check power out. We have about 13 watts. So let's check 150. The band edge. Let's recalibrate. Switch to SWR mode. We are on 150. Switch to SWR mode. Let's check full deflection. We have full deflection. SWR mode is 1.1. Let's check 140. Let's recalibrate. We have full deflection at 140. Full deflection. Switch to SWR mode. We have 1.5:1 on 140. Let's check power out. About 10 watts on 140. So as you can see, the BSWR readout are almost the same, except that we are using mid power on this. So if you use 50 watts, then the readout would be the same as the readout from the vector impedance analyzer, which we initially used for tuning. So thank you for watching, and this antenna is now ready to ship to Mr. Ferry Cerilo. Thank you very much.